One, two. All right. That's right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say a big welcome to another deciding edition of the program Ashford Garley Live on British Radio Africa, British TV Africa, www.britishradioafrica.com. Oh man, tonight we've got lots of goodies in store for you tonight. And I just want to invite friends, relatives, and loved ones as we broadcast Fun Blast and Musical Forecast on British Television Africa. Make no mistake, throw no joke on this one. This is the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than the lion. Coming to you from our main studio in Detroit, Michigan. This is yours truly, the giant, the medicine of the microphone. I'm Ashford Garley. Welcome. At this time, I want to go to the Information Highway where Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts is standing back to join us. And Mrs. Roberts, hello and welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Garley. How are you? Looking
Good.
Very dapper this evening.
Thank you. Too blessed to be stressed.
Okay. Good evening to our viewers and welcome to another wonderful Wednesday evening with your host, Ashford, the Giant Garley. We are coming to you live from 3 major platforms tonight. We're coming from Facebook Live, aka Bridge TV. We're coming from our YouTube channel and also from BridgeRadioAfrica.com. We say thank you for choosing Bridge Radio TV tonight as your choice of information and entertainment. Please do share the show with your friends and family. We ask that you please be respectful of each other, respectful of our host, and most importantly, please be respectful of our guests. Again, please do subscribe to Bridge Radio Africa for more information and entertainment. Make yourselves comfortable, get your drink of choice or your meal of choice as it's dinner time. Thank you for joining Bridge Radio and make yourselves comfortable. Mr. Garley, take it away.
Thank you. Mesdames, Messieurs, je vous dis bon après-midi, bonsoir et bienvenue. Nous sommes tous sud-africains de motivation. Prêche radio. Oh man. What, Mrs. Lexi Brooks Rappers, can you please invite our friends by reading quite a few comments before we introduce our special guest tonight? In the meantime, I'd like to say a big welcome to Mr. Darcy Ofumba out of Atlanta, Georgia. Darcy, welcome to the show, big brother. Go ahead, Mrs. Roberts.
Sure. Again, we say welcome. We have few trending comments. We have trending right now, Cassell Kamara, looking good, big boy. We have Sherry Roberts. She says, hi, Mr. Garley. Martha Doki, hello to all. Mr. Alston Cape is watching. Mr. Jerome J. Verdier Sr. is in the building. We also have Vita Dunner. She says, I'm going to make me a cup of coffee and come right back. Your wait for me, oh. I'm so sleepy. Darcy Fumba is in the house. Agba Momolu, watching from Washington, D.C., a state where decisions are made. Josephus Shad Thomas, thanks again. Sherry Roberts, Mr. Garley looks sharp. Darcy Fumba, too blessed to be stressed. We have Steve Boley in the house. Balu Ashe shares a video. And we have Darcy. He says hello to the voice of Liberia, AGG. Naba Masakwa is watching. Sata Tamber Hall, watching from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. We have Darcy Fumba, Ashford, Garley, the giant. Vida Dunner, Vivian Eastman, Hawa Mezga, Margaret is Mapu Dyson. Hawa Mezga is in the house. Asana Badio, she says, hello. Hello there, Bridge Radio family. I'm listening and watching. Magna Shea, watching from New Jersey, the Garden State. Mecca Yesia is in the house. Bobbin Richard Saba, good evening, my people. And we have the Prince Mo in the building. Baba Salah, watching from my end. Back to you, Mr. Garley.
And the song in the background is by the man, the legend himself, Kofi Olomide from the Congo. Something he called Moshi Barab. Oh man. So we just had to just blow the dust of the oldies tonight. If this is your first time joining us, folks, don't be selfish. Invite a few friends. Make this place your home. This is what we do weekdays. That's Mondays through Thursdays from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 midnight in Liberia. Ashford Garley Live. Then on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, we'll bring you Club Quarantine, where we have this professional video disc jockey who has traveled all over the world. VDJ Water. He will be in here this weekend. All right.
Mr. Garley.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are your guests here?
Yeah, if you want to read a few more comments, but they are here already. Just you want to read a few more comments before we do that?
Okay.
Is that what you call me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
We have Dixon George watching from California. Yumbia Gibson Zia is watching also. Liz B. Harris watching from Yaden, Pennsylvania. Adama B. Sharif. Good evening, Mr. Garley and Bridge Radio family. It has been, I pray that God Almighty continue to be with you guys. I'm watching you live from beautiful Maryland, Walkerville. Lucine Darime, he says, I greet you. Onika Hawa Newman, watching from Brewerville, Liberia.
Okay. Kofi Limited making his presence known tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to say to be welcome that Ashford got it live. I know some heard the name and some heard people talk about him, but you've gotten the opportunity now. This is the brother who doesn't eat iron. Looking good, smelling good. From West Africa, Liberia, based in Detroit at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as we introduce to you our special guests tonight. Starting up with Bolo, Aisha Cole Howard. Welcome to the show, Cole.
Thank you, Ashford.
Okay, and we'll also have with us our Selman S. Gibson in the building. House Selman, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, for the sake of the audience, I know you've been this route before, but just introduce yourselves. Who are you? What is it that you do? And what brings you to British Television Africa tonight? Starting off with Selman.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting us on your show. My name is Selma Scott Gibson. Am
I
I
don't know.
okay?
I don't know what's wrong with the camera, Selman. We can't see you. See the video image of you. Okay. As we wait for Selman to get back to us, Miss Howard, who are you? What do you do? And what brings you to British Television Africa tonight?
Thank you, Ashford, for inviting us. My name is Bolo. Middle name is Aisha. Everybody in PA and everywhere know me by Aisha. Cole Howard. I am the executive director for the All Liberian Diaspora Women. I'm glad and excited to be here tonight. You look very sharp and very good tonight. Looking very good.
Thank you. Thank you. The All Diaspora Liberian Woman. Bring us up to speed. I know when you were here the last a few weeks, if not months, you were involved into the COVID-19 pandemic. You were reaching out to relatives of the deceased, where your organization was at the time raising funds, and you were very successful in raising funds. And I believe you want to share with us some of your testimonials.
Okay, yes, we are glad, Ashford. I know the other time we were here, we were so grateful to you and your team. We came on, we were asking people to be able to help us raise funds. At the time, we were raising funds for, we had a Facebook GoFundMe for bereaved family, for those that lost their life during during this pandemic. So we were trying to raise funds to be able to help the family and give back to the family that had their loved ones, died. So that's why we came on the show before, and now we are back because we did our Facebook GoFundMe. Our goal initially was to raise $5,000, and as an organization, we went over our goal. There were a lot of people that came in and were just able to help us. So we were able to raise $7,007 on the Facebook GoFundMe.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And again, folks, if you just joined us, you just heard from the executive director. Tell us about the infancy stage of this organization. I'm pretty sure you were involved into some other initiatives before the pandemic came into being.
Yeah, so the All Liberian Diaspora Women, we are newly formed. We have been around just a couple of months, not very long. Maybe we say around like 6, 7 months. Um, Before the pandemic, we had the immigration awareness. Our focus is one of our areas of focus, immigration. So we want to be able to help family in the diaspora, like from everywhere, not just in Pennsylvania, even though our office is in Pennsylvania, but we were able to have an immigration forum on the DD and TPS where we have lawyers from everywhere. Even immigration themselves sent their own representative at this forum where they were able to help answer some of the questions that people had. They were able to answer those questions. So we were very successful with that. That was one of our initiatives that we took and we ran with it. And people were very successful and very happy. And even now, like, you know, we partnership with a lot of lawyers around the city, around Pennsylvania, that when people are looking for a way to get that, you know, citizenship, that DD, that TPS, we can just link you with lawyers around to be able to help you. That was one of our initiatives that we took on. Our next initiative that we took on, we partnered with another organization called Global. They are in Boston. We were able to partner with them to be able to send 5,000 masks to Liberia through the Health Institute, Ministry of Health. So we did that. That's another thing that we did. So we have just been through a lot right now. We getting ready to raise funds. We already started among ourselves to be able to.
Excuse me, some of you might just want to please mute your phone when you're not talking because there's a little feedback. Thank you. Go ahead.
So we're getting ready. So again, we want to. This is our initiative that we're taking. We're about to send rice to Liberia, but it's for you know, we want to look at a specific population. So we are looking at pregnant women, maternity women that are in maternity, those different maternity centers that are in need and in desperate need. So not just all the maternity center, but those maternity center that are in desperate need. And the all Liberian diaspora women with the COVID-19 fund that we have raised as an organization, we have been able, because we said that after we raise this fund, we will give family that anybody who in America, any part of America that you have lost your loved one, we will, as an organization, we will give you $200. So we have been getting, you know, because we have an application process for the fund, people has been able to contact us. So we have service Minnesota, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and we are here also. Anybody around, you know, around America that you know that have lost their family, to contact us and we'll be able to help them. At least it's not much, but our organization will be able to at least help them. So we want to take care of the needs here first, and then we take care of the needs in Liberia.
Well, the initiative, again, thank you so much for taking up time to do this. A lot of folks will say, you know what, let me do, man. But the fact that you can think about Liberia and think about Liberians who battered the pandemic, reaching out to the family members, I think it's a very good initiative, and we're hoping that others can emulate your good examples. Want to go to Ms. Gibson now to walk us through and tell us about the inspiration behind the All Liberian Diaspora Women. Tell us about the formation.
Okay, I'm sorry that I went off. I'm happy that I'm back. My name is Selma Scott Gibson, and I'm the project director for the All Liberian Diaspora Women Organization, headquartered in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. The history of what you say behind the All Liberian Diaspora Women Organization is that we as Liberian women, we have seen the need to come together as one body, one organized body, to assist, to network with Liberian women and also partners that are in the United States or even friends that are global, that also would want to help. We all know the situation in our country, Liberia. It is challenging. I don't want to say deplorable, but it's a bit challenging. And the government cannot do it alone. So we decided to organize ourselves as partners to the government of the Republic of Liberia to help people that are there. We say Liberian women, but we have men in the background that are working with us. And I want to say we are not competing with the men, but we are working together as partners. It is said that when you empower a woman, you empower a nation. So we decided to target the women, because through the women, they will target the larger population, because we are the first contact to for the children, so to speak. So that's the history behind the All Liberian Diaspora Women Organization. As the executive director has already said, we have series of programs that we are implementing, and also planned activities that we will implement in the future. We have collaborated with the Ministry of Gender to see how we can work along with them to assist pregnant women or women or children, mothers with children. We want to motivate them to be able to carry the children for the vaccine. Those are some of the issues that were identified when we talked with the Ministry of Gender. Want to see how we can work with maternity center, all the maternity centers, to help them in motivating them to bring their children for their medication, for their vaccine, and they too to come to take their prenatal care, because we want to have healthy and productive children of Liberia.
The voice of Miss Gibson, she's the project director of the All Liberian Diaspora Women based here in the diaspora. And we also have Mrs. Howell, who is in fact the executive director. Mrs. Howard, who are some of the brains behind the All Liberian Diaspora Women? I see two beautiful ladies showed up on here on the program tonight, talking about some astute things about Liberians and, of course, Liberia. So, walk us through with some of your associates.
Well, for us, I mean, there are a lot of people that are working with us. We have 7 board members that are working with us. We have a lot of great women from multiple states. We have coordinators in different states that are working with us. So there are a lot of people, and we also have men. We have great men that are behind us, that are working with us, and we are very open to even you. If you want to be a part of us, we are open. We have partnership, like we have individual partnership. We also have like organization partnership, because for us, we just want Liberian to get the help that they need. So in any area, in any organization that are doing well, that we see out there that are making progress, we like to partner with them to be able to help them carry the mission forward, to be able to help them so that our country, we cannot just sit as Liberia and, we just continue to criticize, continue to talk, and we don't do the work. So for the All Liberian Diaspora Women, we have multiple women all over the place, great women and strong women that are working with us to carry our mission forward. We are also registered in America, so we are registered here because, like I say, when you want to work in this country, you want to do something here, you have to be able to be fully registered. Like you see our immigration process that we talked about, those big time immigration lawyers that are working with us will not work with us if we are not registered. So our organization is fully registered, and we have big people working behind the scene. Eventually, you will see everybody, they'll come up. But right now, we are working. They are behind the scene. They are working.
Well, the United States was hate, very over 100,000 deaths in the U.S. and of course a lot of African Americans, including Liberians, and you named quite a few states that you have reached out to in terms of giving assistance to the family members of the deceased. Uh, so, what data do you use? How do you get in contact with these people?
So for us, what we do is we went on Facebook, we have our information out there. We also use word to mouth. Now we are here. So if while we are here, you have our information, you can contact us, and then we'll also send the information to you. We also started sending information to people on Messenger that we know so that they can let family know and say, look, the All Liberian Diaspora Women is giving us something small. It's not enough, but they just want to sympathize with you. They want to tell you that they feel your pain. They want to show you a little, want to show them love. So once you carry, like now we are here, all those that are watching us can carry the message to other people around. But this is just for, I'm sorry, but it's just for Liberians. So it's not for everybody and every nationality. So we are only servicing right now Liberians. So the word is spread through just anybody hearing it, and just letting other people know and contacting us. Maybe someone want to ask.
Yeah, I heard McGibson talk the gender ministry, but go ahead. Other than I will follow up from where you stopped, Miss Gibson. You might want to please unmute your microphone. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the second phase of our project, working in Liberia, and we have targeted the pregnant women and baby mothers. So, but with the COVID-19 fundraiser that we just completed, I want to first and foremost say thank you to all the contributors. All of the contributors, they did well. They were so what word should I use? They were so kind. They were so generous in contributing towards our fundraiser, and we raised beyond our expectations. So we want to say thank you. We, as the executive director said, we have disseminated the information to a lot of people about the money. We call it a purse in a Liberian way, just to give a little purse and to identify with bereaved families. We know it's not easy what they are going through. It's just a little donation, but just to say we are sorry, we are identifying with the bereaved family. And the general ministry aspect, that's the second phase of our project that will be implementing soon, and hopefully July, after getting all that we have put in place for the implementation of that project, then we start the process. But we go through the general ministry, and the general ministry connects us to the health ministry. The health ministry connects us to the different maternity centers, most especially the public ones, where we have most of our underserved population, where they will go. And we want to use our project as a motivation for them to bring their children, to take their medication, to bring their children for checkup, and to also motivate them to come and take their own treatment. So that's the second phase of the project that we have planned. But the COVID-19 fund, the project is still ongoing. We are open, no discrimination. Once you are Liberian, you are, and a person you bereaved through the pandemic, can just contact us, and we will keep it very, very confidential, because we know, I don't know what's so special that people see it as a stigma, you know, but we want to value people, people perception, how people feel. So we treat everything with confidentiality. We don't disclose no name. We only give the state that we've been helping people. And of course, the money came from the public. So we have to report to the public. We want to be very transparent.
Thank you. And speaking of the gender ministry, and that brings me to my next question. And Mrs. Howard, what are some of the plans for the all diaspora Liberian women for most of the issues that you hear on a daily basis? Rape against underage girls, uh, rape underage boys, and in most instances, these people get away with impunity. The Hawa mesh guide of the world, they come here on a continuous basis and talk about these sensitive issues, and I think we need a lot of work. The gender ministry is doing little nothing to fight this battle. And where do you stand on this, especially with you as the executive director of the All Diaspora Women?
Well, as for the issue of rape is very serious. Me, I'm a social worker in the United States. I have my master in social work, so looking at working with populations, it's a very very serious thing, very very serious. But from my era, it's just good that you brought this up. Selma and I was discussing it the other day. It's a lot of things that require, even with this great nation that we in. The first question when I was talking to Selma, I said, do they have a hotline that when a girl is raped, can she just call that line, or somebody can call that line so that it can be confidential? That was one of my questions that I had. The next question that came to my mind was, because when people are raped, me as a social worker in America, you are not to disclose the person that is raped, and you are not to disclose who reports the rape. I don't know what mechanisms are in place to protect those that report the rape. Like for me as a social worker, when I come to your home and there was, even if the neighbor or somebody talk to me and say, talk to me about their child or rape.
Hold on one minute. Hold on 1 minute. Mr. Mo, will you please mute your phone? Mute your phone, please.
Yeah, sorry. Audio mute.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So with that, I have to be able to protect. So we have, here we have the child line. You can make a child line call out. For me as a social worker, I can make a child line call without even knowing when I enter your home. You will not know, Mr. God, I can come and do an assessment in your home and then do a child line call on. It can be rape, it can be any child abuse or anything. In Liberia, I'm being protected here because the state protect me as a social worker. Liberia, I don't know if people that report these cases, do they have protection? That's one. The next thing, is there a number that people can report it? That's two. Is there a home? If I make a call right now to the state and say, look, a child here is being raped, they'll send a mobile team or a crisis team. Do they have a crisis team to send looking at our society? Would they send a crisis team or to get the kids for that night, or that person that is being raped? Would they go to that home and take that child out of the home? That's another issue there. Do they have those homes to keep the kids? Here they have a lot of foster homes. I don't know about Liberia if they have foster home or have safe homes or have places that you can a child that is raped. Because what happens if a child report a rape, the parents, they can, a parent, for example, if it is the father, because women can also rape too. So if it is the mother or if it is the father, those two families can abuse that child by beating them, by hurting them. If it's a rape in our neighborhood, because rape has a lot of stigma. It's I'm telling you, from my profession, it's just too much. It's a lot of things that come with that whole rape thing. But with looking at Liberia, I sit and think, I say, it's okay to report the rape, but you cannot report a rape and keep that child in the same home. There is no way with the perpetrator, with the person that raped them. Do they have a place for these children? We don't have, as a nation, as a society, those things are not in place. So we as Liberian diaspora women, those are areas that we can help. We don't have to go back and say, oh, we're going to go work. But with our little experiences that we have with working in this society, like me, I have my master in clinical social work and also bachelor in psychology. We can help with the little knowledge and areas that we work in. We can help them, but if they are willing to take those help, and because you can't reach the whole society, but you can reach one girl at a time, one family at a time.
Okay. Before I go to Ms. Gibson, we talked about the COVID, the COVID-19, and that's one of the reasons why you just saw the image of Mr. Moore. We just lost a friend and brother. Speaking of Mr. Jones, out of Philadelphia, and Cole, you from Philly, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. He lived in Philly,
I'm
and
from Philly too.
okay. Oh, wow. So I got a lot of Philadelphia people to know. All three of you. Okay. He went to Liberia to serve his country and met his untimely demise. And I told all hurting. Last night was a special program for him. And I just want to go to Mr. Moore so that he can walk us through as to what happened last night. And what are some of the things in plan to funeralize Mr. Blamo, Mr. Moore?
First, I would say thank you, Mr. Garley, for having me on your show. Thank you for the output you just by informing our Liberian community in the diaspora. That's a plus for you. But again, I would start off say thanks to all those who show up to the front. The candle lighting and balloons sent out to Honorable J.B. Blamo last night. It was sad for Mrs. Blamo and the kids. We saw a lot of tears, but we said it was one unison. We show up there. You saw we put up hundreds and hundreds of balloons, and the beauty of it to see the balloon just stay in one group and ascend into the highest height, over 5,000 feet, until our eyes could not see them no more. That was amazing. To be clear with you, airports will not be opening in Liberia till the 22nd, the 21st. So as for now, it's Mrs. Blamo's dream to bring her husband home for funeral. You understand? But until the Liberian government can get the clearance for international flights, there's no plan have been made. There's no date have been set. We are showing support and solidarity to our friend for us, our JB, who me and JB went to national security at a very early age. I went to the police. JB went to the secret service, the SSS, at a young age where he ascended and sacrificed his life, as you said, rightfully said, leaving his family, knowing his plus and negative. JB went home in service to the Liberian government, to a friend and brother that he knew a long way. If you don't know that CDC was forming the JB living room in Philadelphia. If you don't know that, I'll tell you that up front. If you don't know that JB, President George Weah Life was entrusted in JB hand by President Samuel Doe in 1991. In 1983. You understand? So if you don't know these things, that J.B. Blamo have been one of the care providing in security because of his popularity in soccer. J.B. took his time and put his family on a break and told them, I have to help my people. And we all know he was a passionate person. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Moore, let us talk about the cause of death. Last week, the front page Africa came and said it was COVID-19 related. And you also heard the information minister, Len Eugene Nangbe, said he was showing signs or symptoms of COVID-19. They took the test, and at the time, they they never came back with the result as to what were the cause of death. Do you know now?
I mean, the Liberian government came out and said COVID-19, as we all heard, the coronavirus, which a lot of friends and family stay considering to be how true it is. You understand? Mr. Blamo, well, I know a couple of friends found it hard to believe. So we're hoping for a second autopsy. You understand? Or autopsy that we can internationally accept. You understand? Because we listen to a lot of people. Everything is they say, and you understand. But we all, as family and friends, hope for the second autopsy. But yes, the government deemed it COVID-19 classified.
But with you being a friend of JB for over 30 years, I know you are informed and you are also in the know that I'm told he had pre-existing condition.
I mean, JB, we all know JB was not too well before he went to Liberia. Now when he went to JB was not well. JB had a good job here in America. JB worked with Keystone Insurance, but JB was not well. He had detail of his illness and exact detail I don't have, but we all know there's one time, maybe a year or two before JB was appointed at his office, he came down with some pre-existing condition.
Well, Alamo is the type of guy that brings people together. Telling Blamo would need the help of every Liberian in that part of the country, and your ability to mobilize people and to raise funds for the bereaved family. You're very good at that, and I'm pretty sure you've started working on some of those things, that t-shirts printing and having people to the traditional way that we always do. Somebody is bereaved.
Thank you, Mr. Garley, for recognizing that. You know, it's something my passion from childhood, from a boy to man, and as a man in his 50s, my joy to see how best my community, my friends can be happy. As we speak right now, I had a fundraiser for a brother who in our community lost his brother in Liberia. So we're all here on the Fairgreen Lane section of the northeast of Philadelphia, trying to help our brother to give his brother a glorious farewell. And again, I said thanks to few good friends who started this fundraiser. As you know, we always come out, not only in our cities, not only in our counties. We come out to every Liberian that we feel, even in time of death, we can help. You understand? Even during the time of your wedding, we can come to your aid and help. And this is our passion. This is something we enjoy. And not only me, for a couple of good people, I would call it Timothy Bantu. You understand? Like the sister of the president of the Women of Substance, Laura Doe. Look at this lady. She sacrificed her time for our community. You understand? So we come out. Yes, we started a fundraiser, and again, in the public mind, I would say thank you to Dexter Johnson. Dexter Johnson, who printed a couple of CDs, and we saw the CDs going as fast, and we said thank you again. We can negotiate with him where we give 60% to the family, 40% goes to reproduction, because Mr. Johnson put his own finance to go out there. You understand? And he provides speakers, music, while we sit back and solidarize and pay tributes to our brother. Yes, if you go on the Friends of JB on WhatsApp, you see in less than 5 days we have raised over $8,000. And I say thanks again to all those that have paid in just few days, as we have no budget yet, because we don't know if we're bringing him home or it will cost his wife and a couple of family members going over there. But we're trying to be as supporters as ever. You understand? Where we all can show solidarity and pay tribute to JB by contributing to his cause.
My sister's from Philadelphia. What do you remember of JB? Let's start with Ms. Gibson.
I can't say anything because I didn't know him personally.
Okay.
I knew him facially, but we did not really interact. But Laura Dixon, who is one of our board members. She's the sister. She is his sister, and we have all been sympathizing with her. All of us, we are part of the WhatsApp group that
Group
you
chat.
people organize
Yeah,
following up
group,
the
the
progress
WhatsApp
of
group
what
chat.
is going on.
Yeah.
Yes, the group chat. Yeah, I'm a part of it, but Aisha knows more about him. She has been in Philadelphia longer than I do, so
Okay.
she can speak to that.
Let's go to
I've just been in
let's go to
Philadelphia for like
Aisha.
2 years, so
Aisha
yeah.
Kaur. What do you
Yeah,
remember?
so I was a woman. He always support all our different organizations around here. Women
Thank you.
Association support everything. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank
In
you.
this public manner, I say thank you. But let me tell you, JB was a very, very nice person. Everybody JB meet, he would touch your life somehow. Where you have to leave a mark on your life. Okay, some kind of my very jovial JB. He's somebody who, when he's even angry, he's not going to just come into your face and tell you I'm angry. He bring it in a way that he don't want to hurt your feelings and stuff. And JB was a home that if you live in Philadelphia, I'm telling you, you like me, Aisha, you will not take me home because you always want people to wanted people to come to his house. He always happy to come things to his house, like some kind of gathering there for something. Because of that, JB will have barbecue. Like he would say, I have barbecue in a bag and stuff. So people just for people to come around and sit. So since the whole thing happened, since the death of JB, Philadelphia has ready. JB was one of the eminent person in Philadelphia. We have been very devastated. Even you go to the house yesterday, I was at the candlelight and the balloon light. It was very nice. It's very hard. It's very hard for Tenant and the kids. His girls are always, because for me, when I go over, I always like being, or like I say, as a social worker, I always like to go in the back. So I try to find out from the girls, how are you doing? How are you coping? How are you dealing with it? I spoke to the oldest daughter. She was like, it's very hard for me to sleep. I don't sleep at night and stuff. And, I just try to give my little counseling to the kids when I'm there. But Philadelphia has really been doing well. There are a lot of friends that are always there. Yesterday was very packed. That house never get empty. People are always around. And we just say thank you to the great people of Pennsylvania because they are really doing well at this time.
Thank you.
Never remember forever.
Thank you. And Albert, JB was a brother, and this is too close. And what are the brothers doing now? To see our brother go home in the grand style, man. This guy,
My man,
in February of last year, when I was leaving Liberia, the last place I stopped was at JB's house around the rehab area, man. And he was a really good brother, man. So,
Honorable Garley, I just tell you again, thank you for all. But I tell you, we're in high spirit. I tell you, we're in very high spirit. As I said to you, just for the first few nights, we're up over $8,000. I tell you that our people, and I say, listen, we come up with ideas and we come up with ideologies to help our community in the best way possible. And I will share a story. What happened to me last night at the fundraiser? My daughter, my last child, Albert, always wants to be a missionary. And last night she exhibited such a high level of her mission. After the balloon lighting, my daughter came to me and said, "Daddy, I have most of my friends here," because she had communicated with me and her mom. Said Janelle had invited her to the candle lighting. With the co-writing trip, her mom, questioned it a little because she know our community. We show up in hundreds and batch. But she finally got convinced that our daughter had to come over and socialize with her friend in solidarity to her father. And man, look, my daughter came to me. It put some cold chips on me, knowing that when somebody wanted to do something, being a missionary, she started it right there. She said, "Daddy, I have to go take the girls up for ice cream." She said, my friend's father died, and all my friends are here. I may not see them because of distance and time. Can I give them a treat? And it was amazing. I said, so what you want to do? She said, I need your card. I gave my daughter a card. She took all the group of young teenagers out. They had an ice cream time, ice cream of the choice. I just kind of say, listen, it's about time we start building up and assisting our dreams come true. As for you, I know publicly I will be making a donation this week to the show, but I tell you, you started this as a young man, as JD started National Security as a young man. You started broadcasting as a young man. You hosted us on Saturday morning. Your show was one of the hottest shows on Saturday morning where we hope that we could get to you and get our request out, and you're gonna call. But I say thanks to the sacrifice you're making. People don't understand to host these shows and be committed every night. It's a sacrifice. It costing you finances. So as we all hope and listen to Ashford, let us continue to send him those little $5, $10. I mean, he started to sing from his boy time, and we still see that he moved around. He giving up quarantine club Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I mean, something that a lot of people turn. And I asked him the other night, I said, can you give our Saturday morning show like Liberia, where we all turn into one of the hottest radio stations to hear you? And then we hope we can get some Saturday morning, because I'm telling you, a lot of people listen to your quarantine. Yeah.
Thank you, Albert, and thanks for stopping by. As always, man, I want you to arrange something. I spoke with Tenet last week. We can arrange a show. She gets comfortable, so we can try to raise some money in her behalf as well for she and the kids. So work that out. We will bring her on here.
Thank you.
We can do something for the family.
Yeah. We will talk to Tenant is in a deposition position. I mean, even her phone is now with her until she wants snapped into it quite a few times. But we know for a young woman, you like you and your wife, Ash, in our early day. Look how long you're one of the guys I gave applaud again for how long you and your wife been married. Our boys, our young boy just coming out of high school, ascending into colleges, and you and your wife took hands and you committed to her, and you stay committed to her. It's all like JB and Tenet, you understand? So it's a hard thing to leave. It's still a dream. She can still believe it, I think, until she can see him laying in the coffin. She would never believe JB is dead. She would never. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother. Enjoy the rest of the night.
All right, ladies. I said thank you, and thank you for your hard work. Thank you for all your inspiration.
Thank you.
And we can do the Move Liberia forward. That's why.
That's good of you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Aisha, you for your background, I think your assistance is needed in Liberia. About the teenage pregnancy, the rape among our younger sisters and brothers, and you have people who are in government. They are involved in all these wicked deals. Sometimes they will rape a child between the ages of 5 and 13 for ritualistic purposes, and this wickedness has got to stop. And the voices of most of you need to be added to the voices of Howard Meshgad and the rest of those the advocates who we find in Liberia. So again, I want to applaud the diaspora, the women here. I know that you said you started a couple of months ago, and I'm pretty sure COVID-19, you have a lot of other projects that you will get involved in. And so when you hear these things about our young sisters, one of the things that you said that I agree with you on is you have to consider the identity of the victim, but again, I don't know, it's because of the lack of education, of the lack of training. You see a 13 or 14-year-old girl is raped. The girl is already the victim, and then by you exposing her identity to the public, it's another thing. So I'm pretty sure you people have plans to touch on all of those things.
Well, with that, one of the reasons you have to concede the identity, You know, like rape in every society, even with us working in society, is one of the big thing in this society too. 2 year will get raped here, 5 year will get raped here and stuff. But there are plans in place, that mechanism in place if a child is raped. But I don't know, like I say, I don't know about Liberia, what plans they have in place. And with the reason why it's important to conceal identity, some of these girls are becoming women. And who want to marry a woman who they already raped? You see? And some of them, the men or other people in society does not understand the psychological effect of rape. Some women that you see today don't want to get married. It's because of rape. Some of them cannot keep a partner. It's because of rape. Although psychological effect, the emotional trauma, PTSD that they're going through. So because of that, they don't want to, and then now exposing them, because later on, what happened tomorrow if a girl is raped when she was 6 or she was 10, and now she want to be a representative. Guess what? You might put her picture back up. That can cause a problem for her. Later on in life, she want to do something that can cause a problem for her. So we must protect the children's identity. We must protect those people that are raped. And another group that we have to protect is people that report rapes. If a community, you have people in a community that report rape, the government have to also be able to protect them, because they can get killed easily. If a man who is in power rape a child and you in our community and go report it, guess what? They can find a way to kill that man because that person that reported the rape. So all those things has to be kept. And it's very serious. It's a very serious thing. Rape is not something that you just talk about. You come here, we discuss it. There are a lot of mechanisms that need to be put in place. A lot.
So what are your future plans in connecting with the gender ministry? I know she said there will be a fixed tool to some of the workings that you have planned for Liberia.
Selma, you want to add?
You see, we don't want to duplicate a lot of functions. For what I know, there are other women's organizations that are into that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of issues that need to be handled. One person cannot do it all alone.
Yes.
So we want to target a different population, different issue to see how, because we don't want to stretch ourselves too slim. So we have been focusing on pregnant women and baby mothers. After that, then we will go back to the drawing board and see if it is possible, or who knows, maybe there will be some sponsor who will come out that will be interested in that topic, and will want us to intervene. Then we can come in. But we don't want to stretch ourselves too slim, because there are other organizations, other associations that are working in that area. So our focus for now is the pregnant women and the baby mothers. We want to make sure that we have healthy children born. We want to make sure that we have healthy children that are growing. So with the general ministry, yes, as partners, told the Republic of Liberia, told the government, you have to work through the land ministry. So with the work we do, we have to work with the Ministry of Gender, because we are talking about children, we are talking about pregnant women. And the next land ministry is the health ministry, of course. But through from the general ministry, then we go to the general ministry connects with the health ministry, and the health ministry sorry connects us to the different maternity centers. Then our representative will go during the time that those mothers are scheduled to carry the children for health care, and we can be there to give them the rice that we are trying to solicit to give to them. That just to motivate them, you know, when they hear, oh, they're giving something, they are giving something, you know, people will come around, just like the school feeding. Once you have children being fed in the school, you see a lot of children go there because, most especially in the underserved communities, children go to school hungry, and you myself know you cannot learn when you are hungry. So those are some of the motivational factors that are being used to encourage children to go to school, and that's why we want to use the same mechanism to encourage pregnant women to carry their children for treatment and for they too to also be treated.
Again, I
So
want,
we
And let
don't
me
want to duplicate.
and
let me add to that.
just before you add there, Aisha, again, I want to say thanks for the initiative. Speaking of sponsorship, I know you folks have your regular jobs, but because of your passion, you know, for uh, what you do is that's one of the reasons why you were here. You know, I know you were very successful in raising funds for the COVID-19 period. But going forward, I know one of you talked about the registration of the organization. What are you doing to get sponsorships so that it would make it a lot more feasible for you to get the job done? Oh,
Well, as an organization, we, you know, while we are here, we want to also write grants. There are a lot of money out there to help in every area that you want help. So we will try our best to see how well we can also write grants. There are a lot of international organizations that we are planning to partner with, especially with looking at maternity. If you look at Liberia, Liberia has the highest, one of the highest rate of child, you know, death from 0 to 2 years old. You have one of the highest rate if you go and look at the research, um, that children that die. So there are a lot of funding out there. So we need a advocate, say, a group that will advocate just to be able to help those, like those maternity center, those midwives, just to be able to empower them to be able to help those people that are in need, of women and children that are in need. So we want to be able to write grants and stuff. We want to be able to partner with organizations so that we can be able to meet our needs and our goals. It's not an easy thing. I'm not going to tell you that while we are here, it's going to be easy, but we know that we are ready and we're going to do the work.
and maybe Ms. Gibson can come in. What are also some of your plans to go beyond Montserrado? I remember in the government hospital, at the government hospital in Buchanan, this lady was just what 2 3 hours away, and she was in labor, and there was no ambulance because the ambulance operators at the hospital were requesting the family to buy gasoline before they can even transport this pregnant lady to the hospital, and they had to tow this lady in Hamburg. You know, by the time the vehicle finally came, the lady died with her unborn the baby. You know, so I know this is just the baby steps that you guys are taking. What are some plans to go beyond Monrovia? You know, they are help. We need help in other parts of the country. Ms. Gibson.
Yeah, actually, we are only in Morovia now because of the prevailing situation with respect to the coronavirus or COVID-19 that we all are experiencing. But we have already planned to go out of Morovia, but we cannot do it now because, you know, the limitations that we have. Cars do not move all around. So we decided to help to work, let me say, work in Morovia. Regarding what you said about Buchanan, I can tell you I worked in Buchanan for some time. I worked with SOS for pretty close to 9 years as the Deputy National Director. And we saw a lot of those issues that you talk about, wherein mothers could not even go to the hospital because of the same transportation problem. Some of them gave birth just within transit. And the children eventually, some of them were taken to SOS Children's Villages, one of them, to care for. So we all are aware of those things. But you see, that is a very big project. It is very big. If we want to do something, we want to plan it well so that we can succeed. Because if you want to help somebody, you cannot start a process and leave them in the middle and get out. We want to make sure that we have sustainability plans so that, as the executive director said, we're going to be writing grants. We have already started contact with a connection with some sponsors, and we are about to start a process once we can finalize some other things that they have been requesting. So it's not just a simple thing to do. We cannot do it by going on Facebook like what we did.
Okay,
We have to be able to.
Ms. Gibson, let me interrupt you there. Somebody was listening to the program and they got inspired from just what you people have been saying. And when he heard about grants, and he got so fascinated and he wanted to chip in a little bit in helping you guys with grants. And we have Mr. Garley on the line. Hello, sir.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Thank you.
The ladies are here and everyone is listening to you. Could you please tell them what is it that you wanted to say to them?
Okay, I'm very impressed with them. Because a Liberian doing that, Liberia will be developed. We don't have to wait on the government alone to do everything. When I was in doctor in room, so that my brother in Naya Coloma in the Catholic Church. When I came here, I came with the Prime Minister of India's daughter. And I explained how people in the rural area, women pregnant, no car to carry them to the hospital. Then he said that if you get contact with the government, we can give $5 to $10 million grant for Liberia. If you can let the health minister to write a letter requesting for the grant, we will get a grant for Liberia. So at that time, I had Reverend Joe with me. He was supposed to carry the document to the government, to the health minister, to be able to ask for the grant. But he can't go, he in a state. So I still have the way they want us to write the grant. I still have the document with me, and I appreciate the way you people see about, but I don't want to see the grant not only for Monrovia. One thing I see what some of the people do, everything Monrovia. Of course, our people plenty in Monrovia, but let's see about the rural area. Even right now, when the Freetown president came here, he went to some people, he asked for mobile kitchen, mobile clinics,
Yes.
ambulance, dump truck. I went to the same people. They gave me 5 school buses, 5 ambulance, dialysis machine, gave me some hand gloves. They are here in storage. It's still increasing. I even asked somebody in Liberia now to go to the president so they can move these things from the storage. So I appreciate what you're doing. We don't have to depend on government. When I was in the House, I was a member of the House of Representatives. I used to say these people who know you business, that corruption. But when I left the House, you call it net in the West, you call it network, and who know you? When you get contact, you make a lot of business, you make a lot of money. So I want to just say thank you to them very much.
As
my late brother, I appreciate you. Helping our people. You don't only do for money for yourself.
So, Honorable Garley, how can this lady get in contact with you to help them out as well? Because I am inspired by their initiative in in looking out for pregnant women and those things, you know. So now they are in the beginning stage of their establishment, and I'm pretty sure you can form part of the mentorship to help them out in getting grants. So how can your organization or you help them out as well?
Well, I want to know whether they have 501c3. And 501c3, there are a lot of foundation here. And secondly, but when you're dealing with government, the government can only want to give grant to a government. See? So if you have a foundation, I have several foundations here. I'm in the Night Columba, I'm on the Terry Council of the St. Martin. And we can also ask for foundation.
Oh, okay.
You know, the city, yeah, like some of the cities in Liberia, they came to me, I asked for a sister-city relationship. And I was sitting there and team in Liberia, they just sit down waiting for government. We can use our connection to be able to help our county or city. You see, but I appreciate it too. I mean, I don't know them, but I like the way they're trying to help the pregnant women.
Thank you. Again, I will exchange with them, and maybe you can help them as well. Thank you, Mr. Glay.
Okay, but you my family president, what I don't know you. If you can't go through you to know me, then
okay. I will do it. I will do it.
Thank you so much. I know Ashford will give all the information, so that's not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Glad.
We'll get the information. We'll get to you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Glad.
That was the voice of.
Yeah, you see, so those are our plans.
So he asked about 501c3. I'm pretty sure you have it, right?
Well, as an organization, you know, you can't do nothing in America without 501c3. So that's number one. You can't write grant here without 5 because the people want their money back. So we'll talk to him about the 501c3 and get the information.
Well, we're going to take a break
and
have Mrs. Letty Brooks Roberts read out a few comments. I'm pretty sure that she does that. You can probably take the break as well, grab something a little water to drink, take a bathroom break, and then we'll come back and climax the program. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll wait.
Thank you, Brooks Roberts.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garley.
Yeah.
Okay, we have trending. Alexander Dawson is watching. Evangeline Masalay. Hey, Ashford. Deep Flo Flomo is watching. Eugene Harry. Good to be here again. Victoria B. Cheeks is watching. Philip Ware. He says, hi, Bridge Radio from my end, Houston, Texas. Howard Mesga says, great initiative. Well done, ladies. David Johnson. I am watching. Olugi Gray, good day, Mr. Garley. Sylvester Constance, watching. Amos Tobason Jr., please check your inbox, Ashford. Sylvester Constance, watching from Damascus, Syria. Marie Quada is also watching. Nathan Bernard, watching from Australia. Good morning, guys. Edna Yates is in the house. Gloria Watt is in the house. Nathan Bernard, Mrs. Gibson, please sit straight before the camera. Muna
Okay, I try.
Mamoni Dennis. Good evening, Mr. Garley. Elizabeth Victoria
Okay.
Dempster. Thanks and amen. Smith Dowie is in the house. Mr. Elder James T. Bly Jr. is watching. Nathan Bernard. Lots of bureaucracy involved just for you to help our people back home. Uncle Lord Gokai, good morning. I'm watching from Asia this morning. Sarah Putuweyi, Albert Moore, how are you, brother? How is the Oma? Oh, happy to see you. A.B. Bobley, I am watching live from Bloomington, Minnesota. Sarah Putuweyi, Albert Moore, Dupo Road King. What's up, brother? Oh, yes, the good old days, man. T. Dawkins Richards. Nope. CDC was founded in Crystal, Minnesota, brother, not Philly. Sherry Roberts, Albert Moore. Say
Yeah.
hi to Banasati for me. Glad to see you. We have Jida Hart Talk FM is here watching. Sarah Putti, where you right? Albert Moore, Duporo, miss you, man. Oh, yes, the good old days. Vivian Eastman, hello, everyone. My brother Ashford, the big bad giant Garley. Haduo. Agatha Allison is watching. We have Patience Louis. What's up, Bolo? Sarah Putuweyi, Mr. Moore is a police officer's son, so he needs to be good to people, and his mother is a very loving person also. Elder Bly writes, the Giant started from Classic Touch in Congo Town when he was just a boy. Or perhaps he started before the much talk about Classic Touch.
I
I'm a
know
living
it.
testimony to his effect or effect. Tony K. Davis, I remember last time I saw him, 2018, at Tony Sawo's mom's funeral. Now we have from Justin Babies Menclad to I am watching from Liberia, Nimba County. James Davis from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, USA, and I am watching. We have also Pinkley Jones. Everything is Monrovia. We have Colonel Rummy Edmund Gray in the house. Pinky says, what president? Gertrude Veskinda is watching. Elizabeth Hine, good news, but A. Gertrude Veskinda is watching from New Jersey. And that, I think, concludes the trending comments. Back to you, Mr. Garley.
Thank you. Thank you again, folks, for joining us. Well, Mrs. Howard, I know you and the organization started off with COVID-19 pandemic, and there are several other projects that you are trying to get into. You care to just walk it through a little bit. I know you're taking the baby steps, but what are some of those projects that you intend to go into as well?
Well, for America, we want to go into the immigration project because immigration is a big thing in this nation. We want people to get help. We want them to get that documentation. We want people to get their status. So this is one area that we want to focus on while we are here because we feel that if we empower the people here, they'll be able to empower their people back home. So in just helping people to be able to get that immigration status. So we have partnered with, like I say in the past, we partner with multiple lawyers all over the city that can be able to help people, even some people that don't have, like they are not working and don't have money. We have some agency that they can talk to and they will be able to some way or the other help them. So we have this is something that we are working on because we have areas that as our organization we want to focus on. We just don't want to be all over the place and and doing everything. We don't want to reinvent the wheel because the wheel is already here and other people are doing it. So immigration is one area we want to focus on. We want to focus on health. We want to also focus on education. I mean, as you can see right now, we're talking about health, like the maternity women and the childbirth. All of those things are areas that we want to put. And then we also want to partner with organizations that are doing educational projects so we can partner with them and be able to, in any way of the order, be able to help them. So there are multiple organizations that are here. Our organization is open to partner with any organization that have projects that want to work with us in any way that we can be able to help those organizations implement the project, especially women organizations that are around. Our focus is not just in Monrovia, our focus is everywhere in Liberia. We want to be able to reach the rural area, however way we can reach those areas. But immigration is one of our big things because we know a lot of people here are worried, are stressed because of their paperwork. Even those that have green cards, we can help them so that they can be able to get their citizenship. Those that, have the DD that need to have their paperwork, we can also link them with different lawyer groups. So immigration is one. You look at we are doing our health project. Like I told you, we partner with another organization in Massachusetts that we were able to work with the Health Institute in Liberia to be able to get 5,000 masks for community that needed at the health ministry. Health Institute told us that needed. So we partnered with our organization and we were able to send the funding to Liberia to be able to get those masks for people there that need it. So we have multiple things in line, but we are taking baby steps. We just did the COVID. We want to encourage everybody to be able to call us. And if you know of a family a person who lost their family during the COVID, we only right now giving family that, from a victim of the COVID-19. We are not doing all bereavement, no, only COVID-19. We are giving out $200 to each family, any state, anywhere. Our office in Pennsylvania, they can call us. We can make our number and everything available to you right after here. They can call us. We are doing that. So we are taking baby steps, but I know for sure we are on the right line and we want to do more.
Miss Gibson can come in. The social media has made everything a lot more feasible for you to connect with everybody out there. Is that a website that people can go to know more about your organization? Just in case, like you heard from the Honorable Glade, who talked about his success in grants. Perhaps there are others out there that want to do the same. And how do they get in contact with you? Through your website? Is there a website out there they can reach as well?
Well, we are still working on our website. We have our Facebook page, the All Liberian Diaspora Women Facebook page, that they can be able to contact us. We also have our numbers that they can, contact us and we'll be able to reach out to them. But we have our Facebook page. We are working on our website, and sooner or later we will have our website out there. But before we put our website, we want to make sure we have everything that we need before we, come up with our website, which of course we are still working on. But we have our Facebook page. They can follow us on Facebook. You see there we have it as the All Liberian Diaspora Women.
Well, Mrs. Gibson, interesting that you talked about your working relationship in Grand Bassett for 9 years. Looking at the health condition of the healthcare system in our country. The last check, if you not taken out of the country for minor things, you end up dying. And how can we improve the healthcare system in Liberia? We just lost a brother, who had a pre-existing condition. I mean, perhaps it's one of the reasons why people at this time can't go to live in Liberia because of the healthcare system. So, what are your plans to improving the healthcare system in Liberia through your institution?
Well, I must state that I'm not a medical practitioner, and I don't want to say something that won't be feasible. But I can say on the general level, as as a citizen or just an ordinary person, not being a medical practitioner, that there has been a lot of challenges regarding healthcare. There are some relatively good hospitals, clinics. I work with SOS, as I said previously, and we have the SOS clinic, one of the best clinics in Liberia, but it's expensive. It's very expensive for the ordinary person to go for treatment. So, and even we know about the Catholic hospital. I also have a friend, Kinokia, Dr. Zawe, she's in Duporo. There are some very good doctors with good clinics, but they too, they have to pay the staff, they have to get good drugs and so forth. So it's kind of expensive a little bit, but with the government hospital that we want to prioritize, if we have some sponsor that will be interested in that area, we will want to work with the government hospitals where we can help with medical equipment. We can collaborate with hospitals here or medical doctors here to see how they can go back to Liberia and help to train, or refresh our medical practitioner there. Our medical practitioner, sorry, assisting is happening here. No, but those are all plans, but we have not really put that into place. We are doing it step by step, but that is something that we, in the future, will hope to look at, because the medical situation there is really challenging. I don't want to say difficult, but it is challenging, and it is our responsibility as citizens of Liberia who have had the opportunity to leave the country. As Mr. Glay said, we need to network. We need to connect with people to be able to help our people. We cannot wait for the government. The government may try, they may be trying in a weak way. I don't want to defame the government, but they may try, they may be trying, but we have to use our own connections to get people that will go back home and help our people. Because I can tell you there are some illnesses that are curable, but people are dying from it, just, because, and also we need to make the people aware that whenever they get sick, we have the tendency of waiting. Oh, let me see if it will intensify. Let's see how long it will go. And then your situation starts to deteriorate until, they go to the hospital. So we also need to talk to our population to go for checkup, medical checkup. Go and get your diagnosis if you have pressure or whatsoever. You can start your pressure medicine, your treatment, and you can also start with your diet. All of those things. It's not just one way. We have to do it both ways. Connect with the population, make them aware that there is a need, most especially when you're getting older. You have to go and check yourself up and be able to get the treatment that you need for whatsoever diagnosis you may have. So it is a big project. We are hopeful that if we can get a funding for that, we can get the connection for that, we will work along with the Ministry of Health and see how we can help the situation there, so to speak.
Madam Executive Director, the same question goes to you. The healthcare system is deplorable in our country. The one will have to be taken out of the country in a very serious condition. If not, the person will eventually die. So I know you're taking baby steps down. What are some of the plans you have in place to help improve from your low private and the healthcare system in Liberia?
Well, you know, the healthcare system in Liberia is very big. It's very large. The issues that Liberia has when it comes to health is just too much. And it could be in Monrovia, in the rural area, just everywhere. It's just too much. It's too much that um, we don't have the equipment. If you look at a country like Liberia, we should not be looking at like having one like dialysis machine. A nation as a country like Liberia, we're looking at dialysis machine. Those things should be like a lot. It should be in multiple health areas, health facility. We don't have that. So for example, if you have people that have kidney issues, definitely, you know, sooner or later, if they don't go to Ghana or go somewhere else, they will end up dying. So you look at the pressure. I connect sometimes with the they call them the Liberian Medical Mission, and most of my friends that go there, they come back, they say, "Oh my God, the pressure rate in Liberia is so high. People suffer even for little things like blood pressure machine." I usually go to Liberia every year. Most community people have to pay like $100, 150. Maybe somebody have one blood pressure cuff there, one blood pressure machine that maybe in that community that people have to go and check their pressure in the morning and in the night. They have to pay like $100 because I've seen $100 to do that. So what happens if that person don't have that $100 for that day? It means that they will not check their pressure. So I have seen that because when I travel to Liberia, I stay there sometimes from July to August, sometimes June, all the way to August. I stay in Liberia, so I see those little things. So and it's not even like in the rural areas in Monrovia that people having those issues because they don't have money to be able to go to the health system, health to the clinic, to the hospital. So I mean, one of the areas that I see that we can look at is you have to look at first insurance. I know they have free clinics. When I went to JFK's and other places, one of the things that really caught my heart was baby moms that just delivered that don't have money to pay. They have to stay there until somebody, it's like arrest. They arrest them and keep them until somebody has to pay to free those baby moms or those baby. Can you imagine you just coming into the world your first time and then they arrest you because your parents don't have money to pay for for them to deliver you. So I mean, and I saw that one organization I affiliate here with, they were able to go to Liberia and help a lot of baby moms, free them from the hospital. I saw that. So our health system, it just, if you're talking about the system, you're looking at equipment, you're looking at sometimes we have some of the facility. We have one of the things, we have a lot of good doctors in Liberia. We have people that are very trained, but they don't have the equipment, they don't have the medication. There are a lot of things, and the people themselves, the citizens themselves, will not go to the hospital. Like for example, who want to look at $100 US when they're hungry to go pay for a medical checkup for blood work and stuff? So we might reinvent our healthcare system where we can come in now with this insurance thing where maybe people in certain communities or areas, they can, I know they say, oh, there is free clinic. Even with the free clinic, sometimes if the doctor treat you gotta go pay for your medicine. What happens if you don't have money to buy the medicine? It is not stay free. So all of those things is it's a serious issue that we can't just sit here as Liberian. We need to come together. These are things that organizations in America, those that have expertise as Liberian, these are things that the government needs to partner with Liberians that are out of the country to be able to help in those areas. Well, how can we do it? How can we start? We as Liberians, we came here, we went to school here. I mean, we work in the people's system here. They need our expertise. We need to go back and help the people over there and be able to, but they have to open our corridor, they have to open our doors for Liberians here to be able to go back. For our organization, like I told you, we are doing baby step. We want to focus in the health area right now. We want to be able to focus on baby mothers to be able to go and get their vaccine. As you can see, a lot of kids that were born, they are born in the house, they are born behind the houses, they are born somewhere in the village, and some of them have not taken their vaccine. And you look at their polios and other things, it's just too much. So we want to focus in those areas. We also want to focus on pregnant women, because when the woman is pregnant and she's not taking her prenatals and taking those medication that she needs, if affect her body and also affect the child. So we're talking about unwanted pregnancies here. A girl who is raped and she's pregnant, then she don't have her care psychologically. It's just too much for that child and stuff. You see a lot of teenager abortion. A lot of girls die from just because there is no way out. They can't go to the hospital. They can't do anything. So you found out the abortion rate is so high, and a lot of young girls, young women die from just abortion. So those are areas that we have been thinking about, and we also want to focus, but we cannot do it by ourselves. So we need to partner with other organizations to be able to work with. And we also have to partner with the government, no matter what it is. When we're in there, you cannot do anything without working with the government, because they will be able to show you where the needs are and stuff, and then you'll be able to work. So we have to partner with them, and we are also partnering with any Liberian organization in the United States, in Europe, because we are diaspora women. So anywhere we want to partner with them to be able to help in our country.
Now, speaking of pregnant women, with the government hospitals, sometimes they're overcrowded, and then when you go to the private ones, if you don't pay money, they won't look your way. Clear example, I'm told with this pregnant lady, right? They needed her to pay $300 United States. She never had the money, and she had to give birth on the sidewalk. In this day and age, in Liberian, that's just so sad. And another thing about this nepotism, who know you? I remember very well 2016. I was in Liberia, went to do some media work there, and I got sick. I was rushed to, I believe, the hospital on 12th Street. I think it's SOS or something. Not SOS. Cooper Clinic or something. And
Cooper's Clinic,
yeah,
Yeah.
Cooper's Hospital.
Cooper Hospital.
Cooper's Clinic, yes.
And my sponsors at the time that invited me to go to Liberia, uh, they were nowhere around, and they were asking for me to pay to register and something like that. So one of the nurses saw my name and said, "Oh, Ashford Garley, is that the man from the radio station?" And I have not been in the country for over 15 years. I'm saying, wow, people still remember me. Huh? So right away they say, bring it in, and they started to treat me.
Absolutely.
So name recognition. What happens to the Joe Blood who does not know anybody? It mean he would just sit there and die? Is that the kind of country we have? You
But
can.
Mr. Ghani, the thing about it is,
And that's why,
so
okay, go ahead.
sitting down here and talking about Liberia, we as Liberia in Liberia, it's a hard thing to just sit in this nation and talk about Liberia, because if you're talking about Liberia, you look at so many areas to talk about. Like the areas are just too much to talk about. And for me, I sometimes look at like the things that go on in the country. Our organization is a non-for-profit organization, so we don't focus on politics, but doing the kind of work that we do, it's very hard for you to not look in like specific areas and stuff and talk about it and just you just want to explore and stuff and talk about those areas. But we as Liberia in the diaspora, we cannot continue to just sit here. We have to. That's why you see most of the time, and I see your show, I see other show, and I see other people. We have to really fight for the change. Changes does not happen overnight. It takes time. And it does not happen if you are not part. You have to be a part of something to make a change. You cannot make a change for something when you are outside. You have to be in, and then you see it and you begin to make a change. Because with us sitting outside and saying, you know what, this one needs to happen and that one needs to happen, and we are not part of it, makes it very, very difficult. So that's why the all Liberian diaspora with me is like, okay, you know what? We need to be a part. We have to come in. We have to now be able to help those mothers, those pregnant women, those like our organization focus on education. If we have organizations that are doing educational work in Liberia, we We want to be able to come here and say, okay, how can we help you? What can we do? Even if it is knowledge that we can provide or our expertise, just to be able to do it. But we as Liberians cannot sit in the United States, sit in exile and say the changes will come. It will never come if we don't be a part of the change that we want to see.
Ms. Gibson, you want to touch on?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Just to elaborate further on what Aisha said, you know, Liberia is a challenging country. We know it. We know all that is happening there. As for me, I just been in the States for like 6 years, so I can tell you the dynamics of the Liberian society because we were all into almost everything. Okay, we in the United States or in the diaspora, we always have the tendency of just looking on the surface without going beyond the nitty-gritty to know what is happening. You know, there are a lot of issues, yes, but it is our responsibility as citizens of Liberia to be concerned about those issues and see what we can do as Liberians to help our compatriots back home. If the government is not doing it as we see it, or if they are doing it and it's being presented, you know, wrongly to us, we have to go there ourselves. You cannot work without knowing the baseline, without knowing what is obtaining. You have to get on the ground. You have to go there and see for yourself. Do your survey. Do your analysis. Come up with your priority listing and see what needs to be done first. What is the second priority? And from your list of priorities, you can go down the line and then help our people. Now, you see the all Liberian diaspora women that we've organized. It's not just us. There will always be funders. But we want to institutionalize it. We don't want to say we funded this organization because we want it to be the people's organization wherein everybody can come together, your different expertise. I am a lawyer from Liberia. I did a lot of work in community development. I work with a lot of international organizations. I travel to several countries for conferences, for training, you name it. And I always tell people when I come back, each time I came back, I told people that, you know why? We have to be very, very careful who we send to represent us out there. Because whenever you enter the international forum, you register your name. Oh, I'm Selma Scott Gibson. I'm from so-and-so organization. I'm from Liberia. Okay, they give you your tag. Your name becomes dormant. Nobody calls you Selma Scott or Selma Gibson again. They refer to you as Liberia. Oh, let's hear what Liberia has to say. Liberia, what do you have to offer? Liberia, can you say anything? So you become Liberia, and you are going to represent your country, Liberia. So we have to prepare ourselves when we get out there to ably represent our country and connect with those who we think can help a parcel of what we want to do to be able to achieve anything that you plan to do. That's just my take in what is happening in Liberia. It's not one man's thing. It's everybody's thing. It's everybody's business. We all have to work together collaboratively to resolve or mitigate those issues that are prevailing in our country.
Okay.
That is what I have to offer, Ashford.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Gibson. We want to revisit the comments of Information Highway, unless Aisha has something to add on before we do that. Aisha, you want to say something?
Well, I just want to say, as you know, as Liberian, like Selma was saying, and even you as a Liberian, you have really contributed a lot. I think when I was young, they're talking about classy touch and everything. I used to hear your name from Miss Ile Deland because we live in Congo Town and stuff. So all those names we used to be in Congo Town here, but you and everything. And look at Club Quarantine. Let's just go back. Your show, people might not think how therapeutic it is, but club quarantine is very therapeutic. In America, you get so much money for club quarantine if you do a proposal, because you know how many family that club quarantine helps. Because can you imagine during the critical time of the COVID-19, when everybody was indoor, when everybody needed that therapeutic relief, and people were going through a lot of sadness and going through a lot of pain, and just by putting on club quarantine and just listening to the old music, it helps the soul, it helps the mind, it helps the body. So people might say, "Oh, why is I for having club quarantine?" You know, everything you do, people want to criticize, they want to talk, but they don't sit back and look at what the importance of those things, that the things that you were doing. But for me, I look at club quarantine from a different perspective. I look at it from a psychology perspective. I look at club quarantine from a social work perspective. That's how I look at club quarantine. Maybe other people look at it as just having fun, but I look at it from that perspective and saw how much impact that club quarantine had on a lot of people that just listen to club quarantine and just go there. Even when you cry during the day and you think about maybe one of your friends. For us in Pennsylvania, a lot of people that died from the COVID-19, it was very hard for us. But just going back and putting club quarantine on, you know what music do for the soul? People don't understand. But I want to go back and say, like, as Liberian, we must do the work. No amount of talking will help in this situation. We all have to come together and do the work. And for the all Liberian diaspora women, we as women organization, when you empower a woman, you empower the whole village. If you empower a woman, every time you see, oh, they say this man is successful today, Ashford is jumping around because he has a very good wife. If a wife wasn't good in our home, Ashford would not be jumping around today the way he is jumping around. So if you empower a woman, you empower the village. So for us, we want to be able to empower women around, women in Liberia, to be able to want to network with women organizations. We want to be able to empower women organizations so that we can do the work in Liberia. Because a lot of men, we have given you the keys, but look what the men has been doing. So now the women want to just come here and work with the men and be able to help in every way we can.
Okay, that's the voice of Aisha making her presence known tonight. I want to go to Information Hardware, then pick up a few comments before you guys give us your parting comments. Mrs. Brooks Rabbits.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Garley. We have trending from Justin Babies Mekla the second. He says, I'm watching from Liberia, Nimba County. We have James Davis from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, USA, and I'm watching. Dede Coley is watching. Elder James Bly Jr. writes, those ladies need to get on Honorable Glaze without wasting time. Honorable Glaze sounds was grateful. Sounds was grateful, open cherry, but needs to be graped for their purpose. I tell you, Honorable Clay is a God-sent man tonight on this program. Madam Betty Bayan, she says, our health system is heavily reliant on out-of-pocket payment than insurance-based system. Miss Joanne Zane Zulu is watching. Sherry Roberts, replying to Elder James, needs to be grabbed. Madam Betty Bayan, restructuring the Liberian health system is beyond the Ministry of Health. This has a lot to do with our lawmakers. Madam Betty again, the people are not willing to change. Tamba Kanusu, there are statements that make African governments lazy, specifically Liberia. Pinky Cows Jones, we will call George Weah to speak. Mika Swingway, I love the outfits, boss. Great program. Pinky Lee Jones, me right here, I do not miss my club. Vera Blama, watching from PA. Tamba Kanusu, nobody will help a country that has moral integrity and respect for its laws. A country whose justice system is not true, is not trusted, can never be helped. Daniel Harris writes, I'm watching from Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Thank you, Mr. Garley. Back to you all.
Okay. Again, merci pour votre contribution. The music in the background is by the group Kassaf. And that was Jacques de Ferro. It's the lead vocalist from Martinique. Daniel Harris, what's up? Welcome to the show. Tama Konosu, Vera Blumman, Lee Jones, Miles Sandwood, and the rest of the crew. At this time, I want to go back to our special guests as they give us their parting comments. I want to begin with the project director, Mrs. Selman S. Gibson.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on your show. We really appreciate it. And we also appreciate those who have taken out the time to come and listen to us. As I said initially, the All Liberian Diaspora Women Organization is the Liberian organization. We have intended to institutionalize it. It's nobody's organization, but it's for everybody. Come and join us. We're looking for collaboration. We're looking for network. We want to have sponsors. We want people to come on board. Let's galvanize all of our expertise and go back to Liberia. Let's go back home. There is nowhere like home. It is one place that you cannot be deported. Yes, we are here, but I will encourage everybody to go back home. Let's go back home and see what we can do in our own way, our own little way to help our country, because our country needs us. Thank you for everything. We appreciate your presence here tonight. And Ashford, I just say thank you for always giving us the opportunity to come and let people know what we are doing. We look forward to doing the best for our country, Liberia.
And I hope to see you. I hope as Selman, I hope to see you in Club Quarantine this weekend.
Okay. I'll try my best. It's Friday, yeah?
Friday and Saturdays. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. Okay. I'll come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your final
Okay,
word.
you're welcome.
I know, Ashford, you have been so great, very, very great. You know,
Big boy.
we want to give you this open invitation to the All Liberian Diaspora Women to come and partner with us. It's very open that we are giving to you. We want to say thank you very much. We want to say thank you to everybody that is watching. Anytime we call upon you, you're always there to listen to us. Sis Letty Brooks, we also want to say thank you to her, because during quarantine, she's there too, and she always on the show. I go back and listen to your show most times during the week and stuff. So we want to say thank you. We want to remind families that the All Liberian Diaspora Women have money that we are giving out to anybody that you know in any state that the family died from COVID-19. please contact us. We will be able to write you a check. We'll be able to give the check to you. We want to sympathize with the family. We know this pandemic is not over yet. We want people to continue to keep safe. Continue to exhibit social distancing. We want that. We also have the numbers here. If people need the number, I can send the number to you if they want to be able to contact us, or they can go on our Facebook page and get those information so we can be able to get out to those families, those bereaved families that are out there. We're going to be sending once we're done, we'll be sending the rights to Liberia. I guess we'll come back again because Ashford will give her.
This is your home.
Yeah, give her the space to come back. But we just want to say thank you to everybody, just for watching, for all your support. Those that have been supporting us greatly, those that want to join, we have organization partnership, we have donor partnership, and we also have individual partnership. They can call us and we can, let them know about the membership process. But that's it tonight. It was a great show. We want to say thank you. You have been very inspirational to us, Ashford. I'm telling you, from a therapeutic standpoint, your show is just phenomenal, especially quarantine. We love you so much, and we say thank you.
Thank you.
Come back.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the night. Okay, we want to go back to information highway where Mrs. Brooks Rabbits is standing by to give us her parting comments. Mrs. Rabbits.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Garley. Thank you to the Liberian Diaspora Women Organization. Thank you, Ms. Fuller Howard and Ms. Selma Gibson. We also want to thank our viewing audience and our listening audience for always coming to participate. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for the initiative, ladies. Again, it takes a village, and with your help, Liberian women will help do the best that we can. Thank you, Mr. Garley. It's always a pleasure. Back to you.
That's right, folks. That's all the time we have to be with you tonight. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow night on Ashford Garley Live. Until then, folks, please allow me to borrow the words of the wise man. Tough times don't last, tough people do. The heart of a man is never known until he rises, and there's no second chance to make that first impression. Don't see okra and swallow bone, because you can't hide your nakedness from beefing bucket. When God bless you, don't see that medicine. When white men know you friend black man. This has been yours truly, the microphone medicine. The now you know me. As for the giant, and now you know me, Garley. Have a good night.